All right, we are live. I'm just going to test some settings here, make sure that it sounds okay. Let me pull this open. All right, that looks good. I'm just going to go to the overhead view, make sure the sound is okay. Let me test this out. Okay, I think that sounds pretty good. Let me come back here for just a second and then I'll go back to the overhead. So we are starting the Virtuoso Stage right now. Every week we have our weekly online group piano lessons that we have piano students from all over the world who attend. And it's so fun to connect with everyone and to get to know everyone a little bit better. On Monday mornings, we have our weekly online group piano lessons for piano teachers, and that goes from 10 a.m. until 12:30. And now there is a monthly tuition for those who sign up. You can go to my website, musicmotivation.com, to learn more about that. I decided to share today's lesson for free on social media, so I'm sharing that on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn, a few different places. But on Thursdays, every Thursday, we have lessons. We have 3 separate lessons for non-piano teachers. We have the Apprentice Stage for beginning level students. We have the Maestro Stage for intermediate level students, and we have the Virtuoso Stage for advanced students. Right now, this is the Virtuoso Stage. So what I'm going to be teaching today is much more advanced. If you're not an advanced student, you can still watch the video, but it may be some time before you can play at the advanced level, but I still would love to have you watch this video. Today, we're going to be talking about innovative improvisation, and we're going to be using my book, 100 Left-Hand Patterns Every Piano Player Should Know. The first week of every month, we always focus on the new cool song and essential piano exercise for the month that I'm teaching my students. I have over 40 books that I have come out with, and they're all available. The paperback books are available on Amazon.com. The spiral bound books are available from my website, musicmotivation.com. And then several music stores across the country sell my music books as well. But you can buy the PDF books on my website as well. Well, the 3 main areas I like to focus on, one I refer to as theory therapy, the other one is innovative improvisation, and the last one is creative composition. So every Thursday, we have piano lessons for non-piano teachers where I teach music theory, improvisation, composition. The first week of every month, we always focus on the essential piano exercise and the cool song. And then the second week, we focus on music theory, primarily theory therapy. The third week, which this is the third week of October, we're going to be focusing on innovative improvisation. And then the last week, we focus on creative composition. The 3 separate groups that I teach, one is referred to as the Apprentice Stage for beginning level students. The second is the Maestro Stage, that is for early intermediate to intermediate level students. And the last stage is the Virtuoso Stage. That is for advanced level students, and that is what we're going to do right now. Let me go to the overhead view. And what I'd like to do, we're going to go to this book, 100 Left-Hand Patterns Every Piano Player Should Know. We're going to be looking at this book, and what I'd like to do, I'm going to actually go to, I'd like to go to the classical music section. I think I'll do that. I'll go to the classical music section, and I'm going to go right here. I think I've shown this before for students, but I want to talk about Largo, New World Symphony, and we're going to talk about how we can embellish it. But then I'd also like to show you how you can start using some innovative improvisation ideas on your own. Now, whenever I'm playing from a fake book, for those who don't know, is exactly what it says. In this example right here of Largo, and of course this is by Dvorak right here, but this is what a fake book looks like. Now, my book, 100 Left-Hand Patterns Every Piano Player Should Know, this book actually has 2 sections. The first section, we have 100 left-hand patterns. They're all in the key of C, but we have 100 different styles. We have New Age contemporary left-hand patterns. We have jazz, blues, rock, pop. We have basic left-hand patterns. But you can see, as you look at these left-hand patterns, I teach all of these different left-hand patterns to the students, and I explain what the theory is. And then we go into the fake book section where we have 100 songs in fake book format. Today, I want to do Largo New World Symphony, and I think we talked a little about this a few weeks ago, but we didn't go into as much detail. I think we did this more for a beginner level student. So what I want to do is show you how we're going to take the melody and we're going to start to embellish this and play around. Now, what if I started to do a left-hand pattern, and I'm going to start off where we do, think of this as 1, this is 5, this is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What if I did kind of a running pattern taken from a broken major octave chord? This is a C major octave chord, C, E, G, C. If I took that, I could break it apart. Now I could do that on any key. I could go to F. I'm taking the chord and breaking it apart. You could even do it when you have the A minor octave chord. A, C, E, A. That's an A minor octave chord. The A major octave chord has a C sharp. So this is an A minor octave chord. So I'm going to do that. And I could do that on the D minor octave chord as well. D, F, A, C. Sorry, D, F, A, D. That's a D minor octave chord. So I could do that and just start playing. See what my left hand is doing, I'm starting to play around with it. Well, if I don't want to do the full octave chord, I could just do the 1, 5, 8, 9, 10 left hand pattern like that. Now, if you notice, I actually did 1, 5, 8, 9, 10. And then I even went from the 10 to the 12. See that? This is known as the 1, 5, 8, 9, 10, 12 left-hand pattern. C, G, C, D, E. And then we hit the G on top. Now, you can do this starting anywhere. I'll go to F. I can do it on G. I can do it on D. I can do it on E. Now, if you have a minor chord, you have a few options. You could do the minor, or you could sharp and add that like we're in the key of E major. Or I could add the F sharp and G sharp. See that? If you have an E major chord or an E minor chord, you could do one or the other, depending on the chord you have. So if I had an E major chord, I would do that. And in the fourth measure, I actually have an E major chord because we do this. Now, I'm just playing around. I'm really just, this is all improvisation, okay? That's what I was playing. Now, it was much more embellished, of course, okay? Let's come up here. It was much more embellished than what you see there. That's what you see. What you hear is not like that at all. Now, we could do different styles altogether. We could jazz it up. I'm doing a lot of 6th and 7th chords. Whenever you see, let me come back up here to the music. So see how we have the C chord, and then we have an F major 7th, and then we have a G 7th and a G? Well, I could, instead of playing the C, I could play a C 6th, or a C 7th, or a C major 7th, or a C minor 6th, or I could play a C 9th, or a C 11th, or a C 13th, and I could play that, keeping my melody up here. I could put a C 6th below, and then the F major 7th, and then the G 7th, like that. Now, when it says C, I could do a C 6th, I could do a C major 7th, I could do a C 7th, I could do a C minor 7th, where we do this right here. We could do a variation, add an A flat. We could do a lot of different chords. What I'm doing is doing inversions of the chords underneath the melody. The melody is being, and right here, this is what my melody is playing. My pinky is playing the melody of Largo, but I'm jazzing it up. With my book, Essential Piano Exercises, every piano player should know, in this book, we actually have all of the chords in every key, in every inversion. Okay, as an example, like right here, look at this. These are all minor 7th, sharp 5 chords in every key. See that? Look at that. Okay, so we have every chord in every key signature in every inversion. And I tell students I want them to learn that. So then when we're playing something like Largo, New World Symphony, we could start to jazz it up. Instead of just playing the chord below, we could start to jazz it up. Maybe we slow down at the end. A good way to start practicing using chords and playing around with chords, first off, you need to know what the chords are, okay? And I'll come back over here to the Essential Piano Exercise book. In all of the books from the Essential Piano Exercise series, I actually inserted the most common chords. This is found on page 230. These are the most common chords in all of the different key signatures. Notice how we have C sus4, C sus2, C6, C minor 6, C major 7, C minor major 7, C7, C minor 7, C minor 7 flat 5, C minor 7 sharp 5, C key of G, and we do that in the key of G, and then we go through every key signature following the circle of fifths. Well, one of the best ways that you can start to play around, first, of course, you need to know the chords: C major, C minor, C diminished, C augmented, C sus4, C sus2, C6, C minor 6, C major 7th, C minor major 7th, C 7th, C minor 7th, C minor 7 flat 5, C minor 7 sharp 5, C diminished 7th, and then we're in the key of G. Now, I did not include on that page all of the 9th and 11th and 13th chords. We get into that later on. But what is a good exercise to practice, especially for innovative improvisation, is learning how to take the chords and start to play around with them. What if I played just some 7th chords with my left hand? Here's a C major 7th chord. Okay. What scale goes with that? Well, since I only have white keys and I don't have any of these black keys, and we're starting on C, I think it's safe to say that we can use the C major scale. Okay. If I had the C minor 7th chord, where I have C, E flat, G, B flat, that's a C minor 7th chord. Well, I have two flats. I have B flat and E flat. What key signature only has two flats? Now, we can use other scales, but we'll start with that one. What key signature only has two flats? Well, anyone who's really studied their key signatures, whether it's following the circle of fifths or the cycle of fourths, you will know. Here, I'm going to go back to the book Essential Piano Exercises, and I'll show you. The circle of fifths, and I won't spend too much time on this. At the very beginning of this book, I teach students about the circle of fifths. Whoa, sorry. See that right there? If you move to the right, you have sharps. If you move to the left, you have flats. What key signature only has two flats? B flat major. We have the B flat and the E flat. So if I play a C major 7th chord, I could play a C major scale with that. If I play a C minor 7th chord with my left hand, then I can play the notes from the B flat major scale. We have two flats, B flat and E flat. Well, if I start on C, technically this is actually a mode. This would be C. Now, I don't want to confuse everyone too much with the modes, but the modes create a mood. Think of it like a scale within a scale. If I went from C to C, this would be a C major scale. That is C Ionian mode. If I slide to the right and start on D, D major has two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. That would be D Ionian mode. If I take the F sharp and C sharp down half a step, this is actually a mode. I teach students to remember a phrase, I don't play like my Aunt Louise. I don't play like my Aunt Louise. I don't play like my Aunt Louise. So if I go from C to C, that would be C Ionian. If I go from D to D, that would be D I don't D Dorian. Now I'm using the notes from the C major scale. I don't play. This would be E Phrygian. Okay, I don't play like. This is Lydian mode. I don't play like my. This would be Mixolydian if I go from G to G and only play the white keys. That's G Mixolydian mode. If I go from A to A and only play the white keys, that is A Aeolian. I don't play like my Aunt Aeolian. Louise, this would be B Locrian. I don't play like my Aunt Louise. Locrian. If I go from B to B and play only the white keys, this is B Locrian mode. And then I'm back to C Ionian. Well, the chords, the 7th chords with the left hand, move up according to the scale. So I could do this. Now, the reason why we learn the modes is so we can start improvising. I can start to weave in and out of any key signature when I understand what the modes are. Let me show you an example. This is C Ionian. This would be C Dorian. This would be D Dorian. Back to C Dorian. If I went and just played all minor 7th chords with my left hand, you can go up in half steps. I'm just playing minor 7th chords with my left hand, and the right hand I could just play Dorian modes and improvise. Watch this. I'm jazzing it up. That's a D minor 7th chord with my left hand. The right hand is doing a D Dorian mode. What if I played an F minor 7th chord with my left hand, and my right hand played F Dorian mode? Dorian, of course, Ionian would be E flat major, don't. The key of E flat major, we have 3 flats. We have B flat, E flat, and A flat. So E flat major, that would be E flat Ionian. I don't. This would be F Dorian. So I could play that. That's F Dorian. I could go to E flat Dorian. I could just jump around and play it to help students start off when they're just getting started. I tell them just play the minor pentascale with the right hand. So watch, this is the C major pentascale. The minor pentascale, I would play the E flat and play C, D, E flat, F, G. So I'm not going to play the E natural, just E flat. Well, if I play those 5 notes, and with my left hand I play the C minor 7th chord, C, E flat, G, B flat, I can just improvise, play any rhythm, we're just jazzing it up. I'm just playing the first 5 notes. Well, what if I go to the D? Again, remember, this is Dorian. We're just doing Dorian mode. This is the first 5 notes of the D Dorian mode, or the D minor pentascale, D, E, F, G, A. The left hand is playing the D minor 7th chord. So now, I could go back to C minor 7th, the C Dorian. I could go to E Dorian. E flat Dorian. I could go to F Dorian. I'm just jumping around. All I'm doing is playing Dorian modes. The chord progression in traditional classical music or pop music, we do a simple 1, 4, 5, or a 1, 4, 1, 4, 5. And most people learn how to play that. In every key, they just go through every key signature. What I'm doing is I'm just doing a 2-2 chord progression. It's a minor 7th, D minor 7th, and then I jump to any minor 7th I want. There's really no rhyme or reason. I'm starting with D minor 7th, and then I'm going to F minor 7th. Maybe I'll go to E flat minor 7th. Maybe I'll jump to the E minor 7th. Maybe I'll go down to the C minor 7th. Whatever minor 7th chord I play with the left hand, the right hand is going to play the minor pentascale that is accompanying that. It's the first 5 notes of the Dorian mode is all I'm playing. But just start with the 5 and then improvise. You can play, sometimes I'll tell students, think of your fingers as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or play 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Or just call out any random fingering 1 through 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your fingers mimic it. What if I said 1, 4, 3, 2? What if I said 1, 4, 3, 2, 5? What if I said 5, 3, 4, 2, 1? What if I said 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4? Now I'm swinging the eighth notes or changing the rhythm, but that is how I can start to improvise. And I'm just there on the C minor 7th chord. Then I could go to the D minor 7th chord, do the same thing on the D minor 7th. Now my right hand is going to start on D, and this is D Dorian mode, but it's just the first 5 notes of the entire Dorian. Now Dorian, of course, if I'm playing this, I don't play. Well, I don't. Dorian is just in the key of D Dorian is in the key of C major. So I can just play around with those notes. Go back to C Dorian. I could go to E Dorian. Okay, you could really start having fun and just playing around. But in the beginning, all I'm doing is playing minor seventh chords with my left hand, while the right hand is taking the Dorian mode and I'm playing around with those chords. Now, later on, you could start to, once you really understand the relationship between the chords and the scales, you could just change or move one finger with the left hand, and then you get different chords, but then you can start to improvise accordingly with the right hand. Now I'm just playing seventh chords with my left hand, sixth and seventh chords, and I'm not really doing a whole lot. I mean, we could start to do the same thing where the right hand takes over and plays all these different chords. Kind of fun, okay? Different styles. Let me come back here to the front. We're taking music theory and we're having fun with it. I refer to it as the practical application of music theory. It's what we do with it. Okay, when I talk about all of these scales and chords from my book, Essential Piano Exercises, and I'll tell students, okay, I want you to be able to play all of these exercises in every key. I want you to be able to play all of the chords in every key, every inversion. And I tell them, but once you've learned how to play those chords in every key, every inversion, and you know what they are, forwards and backwards and inside out and upside down, who cares? What can you do with it? If you can play it for me and you can play a C seventh chord, C minor 7 flat 5 chord, and you can play it in root position, first inversion, second inversion, third inversion, and you know what the notes are, and you can say, oh, C, E flat, G, B flat, that's a C minor 7th chord, root position. In first inversion, it would be E flat, G, B flat, C. In second inversion, it would be G, B flat, C, E flat. In third inversion, it's B flat, C, E flat, G. And I would say, great, you know your C minor 7th chord in root position, first inversion, second inversion, third inversion. Who cares? What can you do with it? How do you apply it? Remember, it's the practical application. And that's why the three main areas I like to focus on, one I refer to as theory therapy, one is innovative improvisation, and one is creative composition. I know so many piano teachers, music educators, individuals who have degrees who are phenomenal and they play very, very well. And they know all of the theory, but they don't know what to do with the theory. I want to teach you what to do with the theory. That's why I do these weekly online group piano lessons that I teach. It's to help you, whether you are a piano teacher and you attend our weekly online group piano lessons every Monday morning from 11 to 12:30, or whether you are a non-piano teacher, piano student, and you attend either the Apprentice Stage, the Maestro Stage, or the Virtuoso Stage every Thursday. And we have those 3 separate lessons to help you learn how to improvise, how to compose, how to arrange, how to take your favorite song and play it by ear, how to actually take your music and start doing something with it. So that is what I love doing, and I love teaching piano students and piano teachers what they can do with their music and how they can actually start even recording their own music, how they can actually notate the music, how they can create a book and sell books of their music that they can actually go through, and they can take something like one of these books that I've put together, okay, like Essential Pop Piano Exercise. I just barely came out with this. You can listen to all of it. Has 31 pop pieces I've created, and they're fully orchestrated. They have guitars, drums, keyboard, synths. Well, I teach students not only how to play the music, but also what they can do with the music, and then how they can even start to create music of their own. Hopefully this helped. Again, this was the Virtuoso Stage, so this is more advanced. The Apprentice Stage is for beginner level students, the Maestro Stage is for intermediate level students, and the Virtuoso Stage is much more advanced, is for advanced students. So if you watch this and you're a beginner level student, don't worry, don't give up, you'll get there. But this was advanced level piano students. Hopefully it helped. Try to play around with the Dorian mode and take the minor seventh chords that we talked about in today's lesson and just start creating, composing, arranging, improvising. Have fun. That's the whole purpose of playing the piano, creating music of your own. Have a good time doing it. So hopefully this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. You can visit my website, musicmotivation.com. You can watch all of my YouTube videos on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Gerald Simon. I'd love to have you check out my other videos that I have, but let me know if you have any questions about anything. If you would like to learn more or sign up for our weekly online group piano lessons, you can go to my website, musicmotivation.com. We also have essentialpianolessons.com. You can learn more about the weekly online group piano lessons we have for piano teachers on Mondays and for non-piano teachers, everyday piano students, every Thursday. Hopefully, you'll learn more, continue to play the piano, and have fun making music of your own and sharing your music with others. Thanks for watching this lesson. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you later. Thanks. Bye.